want to talk about something that I'm just going to kind of grab the mic here for a while and talk about something that I've never, ever spoke about, ever. Most people, no matter what I do, and the reason I'm mentioning this now is in about 10 minutes, we're going to have Stephen Piercy from the band Rat. And it's the first time I figured since almost 95, almost 20 years that I've interviewed a band on camera.
Come on.
No, I've
20
interviewed
years.
Probably Headbangers Ball ended in 95. And I'm missing that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter what I do. I know that people always will think of me of the guy from Headbangers Ball. My NASCAR stuff, some people don't know that. But that was a very important part of my life. For a couple years, I tried to, shoo it away and say, no, I'm moving on to different stuff. I'm not the guy from Headbangers Ball, even though I still listen to metal, still my favorite type of music.
You listen to a lot.
I listen to everything.
Yeah.
But that show was so much fun, and people are asking me nowadays, it's like, dude, well, what do you think about that metal show, and what do you think about all the other shows that are on? And I'll tell you straight out, none of the shows that they have on TV will ever be better than the Headbangers Ball, and the reason being is that our show was really, really fun. I don't watch the metal show. I don't have anything against Eddie Trunk. I don't know him. People are always asking me, am I ever going to be on the metal show? The answer is definitely not. They won't even acknowledge the Headbangers Ball. But I have nothing against Eddie Trunk at all. He seems like a nice guy. Don Jameson used to work on my show. He's a good guy. I like Don. The other guy I don't really know. But who knows more about rock and roll, Riki Rachtman or the guys on the metal show? Without a doubt, the guys on the metal show. They know about producers, and they know about tracks, and they know about all this stuff. And I don't know shit when it comes to that stuff. All I was the guy that used to hang out with the bands, that used to have a good time. I would be the guy that was in the pit. I was the guy that was getting cake thrown at me. I was the guy that was having fun. I really miss that. I still wish I was doing the Headbangers Ball, but now I know that I'm a hell of a lot older. But, people are always asking me, oh, why aren't you doing this event? Why aren't you? And they're always using Eddie Trunk to do these events. And those guys are like journalists. I am not a journalist. I'm a guy that goes to rock shows talking to rock bands.
You're the furthest thing from a journalist.
The same thing goes in NASCAR. You'll never see my hand in the big gang bang of microphones asking drivers questions. I do one-on-one with the drivers in their haulers, and drivers like getting interviewed by me because we just hang out, and that's the same thing
there's a
that I do in rock and roll.
there.
So, a lot of people try to compare, my show to those other shows. My show is a zillion times better. 20 years from now, they'll still remember the Headbang. No, we'll probably all be dead. But I still do miss a lot of that stuff with the Headbangers Ball. And the reason that I wanted to bring it up is because I never really ever spoke about it. We never did a final show, which really sucked. I never got to say goodbye. And
what happened to it?
It just went away. The Headbangers Ball, just one day they said, hey, we don't need you to come to New York next week. And
it was that simple.
It was that simple. And one of the reasons on last week's show, which was our first episode, I wanted to put a country artist on us because I didn't want to bring first show, Matt Woods. I didn't want to do the first show with a metal artist because then everybody think, oh, Ricky's doing the Headbangers Ball. And this show is nothing like the Headbangers Ball. This show is everything, as you will see.
Well, we do show my kids. I hope we're not on the Headbangers Ball.
Well, nothing was wrong with it.
No, nothing's wrong with that.
We're going to bring Steven on in a second, but I got a question for you, the dude.
Yeah.
This is my question. If we have a show like this, we can play music videos off of YouTube, right?
Of course.
Now, could I do a show where I just talked about metal bands and played videos off of YouTube?
Yeah, it's called Tosh 3.0.
And if I did the same thing with Matt, I wonder, because people always ask me why I don't, when people, why don't you bring back the ball? Dude, because they don't want me. They don't want me there. They put me on all the reality shows, which also was a lot of fun. We're going to have Rat on with us in about a couple minutes. We're going to have Stephen Pierce.